Hey people.
Hi there.
Welcome. Are we broadcasting? Are you all catching us? Are y'all coming in? Are y'all coming in?
Hello
Hey.
there this evening.
See, I ain't forgot about us, have you?
I completely forgot, babe.
Y'all ain't forgot about us, have you? Are you guys picking this up okay?
Let's see if they're picking this up because I'm just seeing. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Shani.
In the wars. All right. Hello. Is it more? Hello. Are you sound off?
Hey,
Y'all
guys.
logging in? Let us know that y'all picking us up loud and clear.
Yes.
Where you from?
Howdy.
Hey. Who's that on that song? Hey. Oh, wow. Y'all are right on top of it. Wow.
Brown Honey's here.
Hey, Brown Honey. Victory 82. Thanks for inviting. Hey, family.
I think
Hey.
that's our Victor. I don't know.
Remarka D. Hello. Hey.
Hey.
Good to see you all. Where y'all joining us from tonight?
Make sure that we're getting a good hi in the war.
Yes. In the wars. I like that. I like that handle.
You do?
Yeah. Philly. Is it cold out there? It's
Hey,
cold.
Marriageforeal support.
It was negative 25 degrees here today. Virginia, VA. Yeah, it was negative 25 wind chill factor here today in Chicago. Freezing. Okay, it is cold here. Welcome. Sound of Cantonsville, Maryland. Hello, welcome. Missed you too. We got caught up. There was a conference that Toy went to, and she had to go get something from the Lord, and something that we're also going to share with you guys on tonight. And
yes.
Hello, Dallas. Hello, welcome. And so, this week crazy. I'm finishing up my training cycle at the new job, and still kind of off kilter because they don't have me on a consistent schedule yet. And so, forgive us for our negligence, but know that we have prayed for you guys daily, regardless. Listen. When you guys don't see us, it doesn't mean that we're not on our post.
Yes.
Because we are on our post praying for victory in these marriages.
Yes, we are. We are. And so, if you don't know who we are, if you're new to us, first of all, welcome.
Texas. Hey.
Welcome. I am Toy.
And I'm D.
And we are
Marriage for Real.
You
Welcome.
are all forgiven.
Welcome.
Thank you
all so much thank you, Mercy. Your mercy extends
dear
all
saints.
the way through this device. Thank you. Because we feel guilty when we're not here and fellowshipping with you guys.
So tell them what they need to do.
All right. So first, let me turn on my volume. Make sure my volume's down so I don't get any interruptions. Yeah. All right. Welcome to Marriage for Real. Who are we? Well, here's what we're not. We're not licensed doctors or therapists. We're not clinical psychologists or anything like that. Are not life coaches. We're not positive thinking people, even though we think positively.
We do.
Okay, but what we are that brother and sister from up the street, from up the block. That they seem like a pretty good couple, and they're really down to earth. And every time you talk to us, we got something good for you. That comes from experience or from our faith. Just real people, and we love.
Thank you, Michelle.
We love the covenant that is marriage.
Yes.
Okay. What qualifies us though, since we're not those things?
We've been married for 20 years, and March 4th it's going to be 21.
They like your lip color, babe.
Thank you.
21 years of marriage.
March 4th will be 21 years for us, and we have had tons of experience in the game that is called
Thanks
marriage.
for the love, you guys.
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
thank you
so much.
Thank you so much. Yes, 21
and God bless
years.
your union.
And so we
Yes.
are. Thank you. And so we are on fire for marriages. We are been through some of everything.
Yes.
And so what qualifies us is that we are both ordained ministers.
Yes.
One. So everything that we say comes from a faith. Not everything, but most things that
Most
we
of the
say,
things we say
come from a faith-based perspective. And B, we've had tons of experience at this thing.
We done been through the trenches, y'all.
Yes,
we
we
have been through the trenches. We have been on the front line. We have had bags packed, came back. We done slept in opposite rooms and came back. Listen, y'all. Listen, we done been through it.
We got
okay.
Congratulations, Shawnee Palmer.
We done lost houses. We done lost cars. Do you understand? Because we couldn't get our stuff together.
Hey, Natural Diva.
You feel me? And now we're finally after years of ups and downs and pitfalls and hurdles, we're getting our act together. You know what I mean? And we want you guys to kind of leapfrog all that mess that we went through.
Yeah,
because,
we can help you get through some of this stuff.
Yeah.
It has been well worth it for us to go through it.
And that's what we're here for. Now. Some of you guys already did it, all right? So if you're on an Apple device, swipe to the left, invite. Facebook, Twitter, invite people. If you think that this is going to bless somebody, tell them to join us, okay?
Yes.
And then when you're at work, tell them about us, okay?
We're doing some stuff.
Share them. Listen, we are over 1,000 Periscope subscribers.
And we are excited.
We are so geeked. You know why? Because we didn't have any social media migration.
Yep, it's all you.
It's all you guys here
all
on
you.
Periscope.
So thank you.
We didn't exist social media wise until Periscope.
Yep.
And it's steadily growing. So tell people about us.
Yes.
About the ministry that's not about us, about the ministry that's Marriage for Real.
Yes.
Okay? It's not about us. It's really not about us. The Lord is just kind of giving it to us to kind of spearhead. But Marriage for Real is about you guys being married for real. Do you understand? All the highs and lows, all the roller coaster ride, the battle and the joy that is marriage, the love that is marriage. Okay? That's what this is about. It's not about Toy and Dwayne.
Nope.
We're just voices crying out in the wilderness. That's it.
That's
it. Okay, so invite somebody if you haven't already. Tell people about it. Spread the word. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yes.
Okay, you'll see our M4RL. That's our Marriage for Real support. And we're going to go ahead and get started.
Right. So tonight's topic is the power of his voice. And if you kind of got like thinking that's Jesus, well, nope. It's the power of his voice, right? And so,
the brother.
yes.
The husband.
And so I really, really, really hope there's a lot of men watching
I'm telling
tonight.
you, sisters, get
like
your men.
If you know
Get 'em with
a
you.
man who
Pull 'em.
needs to hear
Yes.
this, y'all gotta tell them like really fast to hop on, and get
we might
this
not
message.
even get it all in on tonight.
Right.
Okay, but we're gonna start it tonight.
Yes.
Okay. The power of his voice.
Yes.
Okay. So you want to start us off?
Right. And so
because I think some things are best heard coming from her. So you're getting it from
a female.
the sister, because you guys think sometimes the brothers be off the wall making this stuff up. So I'm going to hand it to her for right now, and I'm gonna fill in.
Okay, so
yeah, kick back. Get your snuggie. It's cold.
Right,
get your
right,
snuggie.
right.
Okay, get your hubby and your snuggie.
This is like
get your
an
slippers
awesome
on.
message.
Your house shoes. She got her house shoes on, y'all.
Y'all got my pajamas on.
Yes.
Yes.
Think about what a man steps into his
Yes,
place.
absolutely. And so that's what the topic of this is. And so, here at Marriage for Real, we're really big on men, talking to men, exhorting them and encouraging them, to take their place.
Yes.
And we always say that it's not easy for a man to do. And so this past weekend, I sat through a conference and I was recording some stuff. And so the first part of this, we can't even take credit for it, right? It's not even us.
It's more verification of things. If you guys have caught any of the episodes of D's Huddle, actually I'm gonna do some more this week as my schedule starts to level out. But many Periscopes ago, many for us, many Periscopes ago, we talked about men walking rightfully in their place and what that does, and how we said repeatedly how the charge and the responsibility for the caretaking of the marriage, for the direction that the marriage goes to, believe it or not, is primarily the man's responsibility. Okay, many of you sisters are carrying loads and burdens and operating in places that you were never intended to operate in. Not by God's word, not by His intention. Do you understand? Many of you guys are come on, catch.
Oh, catch. No, yeah, they're on catch, but they're private, and we'll go into more of that.
Yeah, we're going to that. We're shifting some things as the website comes.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, we'll go into that later. But you guys have heard how we really want. We're trying to make a call to the brothers. Okay, and we know that even in Marriage for Real, many of our watchers. I see my brother Main Street here, my brother Chris, and
I think I saw Carlos the Barber's here.
Yeah, I love my brothers. When I see my brothers log in, it just does something for me. Because believe it or not, when it comes to the thing that's marriage, you guys are the target. You guys are the linchpin. Do you understand? And though
Don Capture's here
I
also.
love my sisters. Hey, Don. Though I love my sisters, okay, the burden of caretaking for the marriage was given to man by God directly. So go ahead.
And I did see your question about prayer life, and we'll try to get to that at the end, but I did see it. But you can always email us at marriageforeal@gmail.com. So back to this. So this week, I had the awesome opportunity to sit and listen to. I'm so sorry,
go plug up.
Plug it up.
Plug up. Some juice.
To Pastor De La Mora, and he only spoke for a few minutes, but the words that he said, because he was saying a prayer for the men, were so powerful to me, and it was so consistent with the things that we say here at Marriage for Real, right? So you running, and so okay, all right. And he was talking to the men, and he said this. He said there are 4 things, but he only spoke on 3. He said there are 4 things, and we're only going to talk about 3 because it's the 3 things he spoke to, that a man needs to speak to in his life, right? And so one of the first things that he said that the man needed to speak to was his failures.
Ooh.
And so oftentimes when we see or we think about our failures, and the enemy calls, the Lord calls Satan the accuser of the brethren, he always brings our failures and our shortcomings and all those things up to us
right smack dab in our faces,
to keep us stunted, but also to keep us from growing and keep us from believing and keep us in a place where we can't believe God's promise for our life. Right?
Let's stop there. Let's go on the failures thing. Let's break this down. Okay. Now, mind you, we're giving you content from that verification that we've been on the right track. And every once in a while, the Lord sends a messenger to let you know you are really hitting home. Okay, you are really hitting home. And so, with that being said, this brother spoke, number 1, speaking to your failures as men.
Right back.
That's very email from the kid. Kids texting. So I was talking anyway. So can y'all deal with me? Can y'all deal with me for a little bit? Are we good? Okay. Brothers, one of the things we must speak to is our failures. For men, that's especially hard because our failures oftentimes reveal our weaknesses. Okay? And we are not wired to ever display our weaknesses as men. That's just in our core makeup, okay? So, with sisters, if you got a brother that is able to voice and address where he's fallen short, you're winning, okay? Because that's even been hard for me, all right? Usually it takes some kind of drastic, life-changing event for us to acknowledge our failures. Oftentimes as men, what we do is we'll overcompensate, or we'll try to hide and shovel and sweep where we've dropped the ball under the rug, or praise God, or even try to deflect our failures and onto others. Do you understand? So it doesn't look as bad on us. But the man of God was talking about speaking to your failures. Speaking to your failures. See, the enemy uses our failures to keep us focused on our past. Failures are firmly rooted in what has already happened. Do you understand? A failure is never present tense. By definition, it's past tense. You understand what I'm saying? And so, as long as we're looking backwards and focused on something that's happened in our past, we can't look through that windshield that the Lord has set in front of us towards our destiny, towards our calling, towards the promise. That lies firmly in the future. Do you understand? Our failures are weights to the past. They anchor us. They're ball and chains for us. Do you understand? And we can never fully walk in the promise of our future, of our calling, okay, of the promises of the Lord until we first speak to our failures. Okay? I often teach my players that I train. It's okay to take a defeat. Never take a loss. A defeat is that moment in time. A loss is when you get nothing from it. See, you can lose at a game. You can lose at a game. But if you're paying attention to what has transpired in that game, you can still walk away with a gain of information, a gain of strategy, of skill and application. You understand? Yeah, defeats are a part of life, but you never have to take a loss. And so with that, when I look at my failures, the Lord has matured me to the point to whereas I've learned to embrace them for what they are. Learning moments. Moments that I can look back to, not in shame, but I can reference it so that I can recognize what's in front of me so that I never fall into that pit again. All right, she's back. She's back. Are you with me? Are you with me? I know the pretty one's back. Okay, are you guys following me? Because I'm seeing the hearts, let the love fly, but I'm not seeing a lot of responses. So I want to make sure that you guys are getting me. We must learn to speak to our failures, men. We address them. We call them out. Yes, I dropped the ball here, but in Christ there is victory. Yes, I dropped the ball there. I failed right there. And now I'm going to go back there and I'm going to correct it. I'm going to fix that. And I'm going to fix it in front of those that I failed in front of. Yeah. See, our old pastor used to say, you can't fall in the kitchen and get up in the bedroom. Mm-hmm. Okay? If you fall in the kitchen, get up in the kitchen, man. Okay? Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get up. Because if you try to make it to the bedroom, you're still on the ground. You're still at a lower place. And you're crawling through this mess, this dirt, whatever the case may be, just so people cannot see where you fell.
Yes.
Okay. You got something?
I don't know if you covered this part about why you speak to your failures, and as far as like your failures have brought you to where you are. So you gotta kind of look. Did you say that already?
Kind of. The enemy uses our failures to keep us rooted and anchored to our past.
Right, and I love that. And I love the fact that he reminds you of your past, because someone said, well, he reminds you of your past because he ain't got nothing new on you, right? So he's going to keep bringing the old stuff up to you, but you have to be thankful for where you've been, because where you've been has brought you to where you are, right? And so if you haven't learned from those things, and I might can say, I got some regret about it, but if your failures have brought you to a place of newness, of another level,
right? Then
you go back and you speak to those failures and you say, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for teaching me, right?
Thanks, Scott Faye. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And here's the thing. You guys are hearing this. Absolutely.
You can go back and watch it on Catch. It'll be up for 24 hours.
It'll be up for 24 hours here on Periscope. What we're saying applies to everyone. Yeah. But how does that apply to men?
Right.
Where's the power to speaking to your failure as a man? As the head of my household, when I speak to and I address my failure for what it is, it gives me the liberty to speak into the future and the destiny of my household. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. I can't speak to future things while dwelling on the past.
Right.
I can't speak to revelations, things that are revealed, when I'm hiding things.
Yes.
When there are many things hidden. Does that make sense? All right. Now, as the head of your house, the Lord has ordained your headship, your leadership.
Yes.
Your voice resonates to the spirit realm.
Yes.
Do you understand? More so than anyone else in your household.
Yes. Because you are ordained.
You were placed
for that purpose.
Handpicked in that situation.
Yes.
Do you understand? Now, granted, look at the Bible. Let's use the Bible. I'm sorry, folks. If y'all not Bible readers, I'm sorry, but this is so firmly rooted in the Word. We can't really break it.
Not sorry.
Yeah, we're not really. But I just can't tear away from it, okay? Because whether you believe in the Bible or not, it's a manuscript for good living and prosperous and healthy living, healthy relationships. Whether you believe in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior or not, I tell people, everything in it, from cover to cover, is so that when all is said and done, whether you believe in Him or not, if you follow its principles, you learn its lessons, you're going to win. Period. Okay? So with that being said, look through all the Bible. Look through the Old Testament. It was always the father, the husband, that spoke into the lives and spoke the blessings upon his children.
You haven't gotten to it. That's the second point.
The second point. I'm jumping.
Right.
Go ahead. Point number 2.
Point number too. So after this is true, but it's difficult when he's not positioning himself to hear from
You're
God.
ahead of me. You're ahead of me. The Think Clear Financial. You're ahead of me, but you're on point. You're on point, bro.
The second point that he brought out was, it is your responsibility to speak to your family.
Right.
You go ahead on that.
No, you can finish.
Hello?
Her baby boy is calling, our son, and she's worried. I don't know why she's worried. Maybe she's worried because he never calls. Okay? So, anyway, speak to your family. How can we speak to those things, like I said, if we're not in the right place? You're so far ahead of me. You know what you need to do? Seriously, check out our Facebook page. I just posted tonight an excerpt that was sent to me from the late, great Dr. Miles Monroe. Okay? Powerful. Okay? Powerful. And validation and verification that the accountability of the brothers has got to be. Moms, they move quick, don't they? Baby's call, it's just like ridiculous. It's just like ridiculous. Yeah, you know, I'm sorry, the wife, I'm sorry, Think Clear, I'm sorry, I couldn't see, I'm sorry, forgive me. But you're right, especially, and I like the fact that you stated that from a female's position, when the man's not in his position. Men, you got to understand, when we're not in our position, the sisters, they see it. Okay? You can front, you can posture all you want. All you want. You know how they see it? You know how they see it? Because things aren't moving smoothly. Things are disjointed. Do you understand? Women, our sisters, our wives, they are wired to be edified, to be protected, to be guided. Do you understand? That comes from my feet don't guide my body. My hands don't guide my body. The head guides my body. Do you understand? My vision directs which direction I go into. And so when a man who was ordained to be the vision in the household is not a visionary, has no vision, has no direction. Do you understand? Has no firm footing in definitely a sense of security, has no firm footing in things that are proper, things that are spiritual, things that are right, things that are true. When those things aren't in place, things don't work like they should. Okay? They don't work like they should. They may sputter along. You wonder why certain arguments happen. Well, I found out through let's talk about the argument thing. I found out personally, okay, because there was a time when I wasn't in my place, people. There was a time when I was really dropping the ball as the head of my household. And I was providing financially. But financially isn't the end all. I've spoke this before on D's Huddle. Financial provision is not the end of a man's responsibility to his household. You are the caretaker of every facet of your household. Okay? You are the overseer. You are the visionary. You direct the direction that your family is going into. It's so much more than going to work at a 9 to 5. Do you understand? Even though that is crucial to being the head of your household. All right? A man doesn't work, he don't eat. Okay? So, and Miles Monroe speaks to that actually in the video that I have up. But anyway, when we're not in our place, brothers, we're not fooling nobody. We are not fooling anybody. Okay? We can posture, we can yell, we can scream, we can punch holes in the wall. Okay? We can sweet talk, we can smooch, we can buy this, we can buy that. But we're not in the position, things aren't working right. And it resonates to the core that is our wife. Do you understand? It resonates to her core. Because she doesn't want to be in that position. All right? Nobody wants to carry a burden they weren't meant to carry. I'm not going to willingly and knowingly own something that isn't my responsibility. That's not human nature. Do you understand? That is not how it's meant to be. So when our sisters are thrust in positions to be the spiritual heads of our homes, do you understand? When they're thrust in positions to be... You back?
Yes.
When they're thrust into positions to be, even the financial primary in the home, okay? Which I don't necessarily knock that as long as the man is still just because she makes more money than you, doesn't make her the head.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't. All right? It really doesn't. That's not the end all either, okay? But when she's doing that and she's taking care of all the bills, okay, she knows, You know, she's giving everybody their assignments. That's really not her responsibility. That's your responsibility. I wasn't there. That's how I know. Okay, I was not in that place. That's how I know. And my beautiful wife was throwing out all these signals of frustration. You understand? Arguments. I didn't know where they were coming from. You understand? Mood swings. No 57 going on. Not intentionally. She wasn't. She didn't clog up the dam intentionally. But because I wasn't speaking to the core that was her, other things weren't flowing. If you understand what I'm saying. Go ahead, babe.
I hate that I missed majority of what you said, but I'm just going to add my piece from the female point of view about even just his voice. It's so easy, and I have to speak to my sisters in this regard. It is so very easy.
Invite, join. Come on, don't leave. I know this is super spiritual stuff, and y'all so used to us being funny and.
Oh, babe, it's fine.
You know, but we want y'all to get this, especially my brothers. We want you to get it.
It's fine. But as females, sometimes it's very easy for us to step out of our roles into to our husband's roles because maybe for lack of them not sitting in their role, somebody gotta get the job done, so we step in that role, which is not our place. And B, because sometimes women, we have a very difficult time following.
Wow. Whoa. Hey, Miss Christy.
Oftentimes we find ourselves, and I'm just gonna be transparent because sometimes maybe not oftentimes, sometimes we find ourselves second guessing even the decisions that they do make, and so that you don't give them the confidence.
You being transparent, babe?
I'm being transparent.
You said we. You didn't say I.
I'm being transparent. I'm being transparent.
I gotta take these moments, y'all. These are moments.
And that's not wisdom, because we would tell somebody on Marriage for Real, do not do that when your spouse is being transparent. You have to allow them that space, right?
She knows I'm just being
and funny. So sometimes, we go back to what I was saying, we don't allow them just that space in that room to, even if it's a decision that you don't agree with, to make. We don't give them the confidence to make that decision. And so next time they come around making a decision, they may second guess themselves and might just not make the decision at all. And then you find yourself right back in the same boat you were in and praying, Lord God, please let my husband just stand up and be the head of the house, Lord. But you in the way. Like, get out the way.
What's so powerful about what she said, thank you so much, is that we were relatively recently in that place. Do you understand? Where I kind of checked out of my post, you know what I mean? And she was trying to fill shoes. You know, a woman's size 7 can't fit a man's size 12 and a half. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, she gonna trip, she gonna fall. It's gonna be clumsy. It's gonna be a mess. You try to put on my shoes, but because I wasn't wearing the shoes, okay, and we still had to get to where we had to go, she had to put them on. And when she put them on and tried to carry the load, things didn't go well. They were barely functioning like they should. But she was making things happen. You understand? But they weren't happening as they should because I wasn't in my place. Now,
true.
We can't, some men are afraid to lead. Some men don't want the responsibility or the burden. This is very true. Okay? There came a point where I was ready to walk in my place. Mm-hmm. And I had apologized for not being in my place. Mm-hmm. I owned it. What we say, I had to speak to my failure. Babe, yeah. I failed here. Okay, I see this thing on you. You weren't meant to carry it. Okay, I'm going to start carrying this thing. Well, she had been carrying it so long. It was almost like resentment. Well, fool, why you decided to carry it now? Seriously. And when I started making decisions, she would fight me. You understand? And then I got to the point of frustration where I started second guessing myself. And I started getting frustrated. Okay? And everything that I came up with, there was a counter. You understand? Because now, because she has walked in that place so much. You follow me? Relinquishing. because it gave her some security that it was going to get done somehow if she did it. Now I'm saying feel secure in me. And that's hard for people to give up that sense of security. You understand? And trust it into someone that has previously failed. Let's just keep it 100. This is marriage what? For real. Right. Okay? I had failed. And so now, even though she said she was going to start trusting me, it was hard for her. The act of it, the proof of it was hard coming. Yep. And I think it led to a blow up. And believe it or not, but in that blow up came her revelation, I believe. I'm paraphrasing the argument, but I said, you had me second guessing myself. Yeah. Even if I mess up, let me mess up. I just need to know you have my back. Yeah. That's all I need. Okay?
He probably said just like
if you want me to do this, let me do this. Okay?
Right.
And one of the things that we have seen even throughout Scripture.
Yep.
Okay, throughout Scripture, throughout history. When a man, brothers, when you walk in your place, and even if you fail, God will cover your failure.
Yes.
He won't let you fail far.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And he will hide your failure as long as you are intentionally and deliberately and humbly walking in your office.
Yep.
Because we're going to mess up, okay? Our president walks in his office, he's messed up. Yep. Our mayors, your boss at work, yeah, he's the boss and he messes up, but he's walking in his office. And guess what? When they walk in his office, even when they mess up many times, because their heart is right, because their intentions are in the right place, because David messed up, okay? But let's go natural for a second. I've seen bosses walk in their position at my job as a police officer. Screw the pooch, y'all. They have messed up so bad. Screw the pooch. But their intentions were honorable and law-abiding, and they weren't fired. There was minimal disciplinary action, and they were allowed to recover. Yes. Do you understand? Because at the very least, they walked within their office. God honors a man that walks in his position and a woman that walks in hers.
Yes.
Do you understand? That doesn't mean you're not going to mess up. Okay? I'm still messing up. But I would agree that many of the mess ups are more like hiccups than mess ups. Because the Lord is covering. He's like, oh, you know what, bro? You know what, son? Yeah, but that's okay. I see you. I see you.
I want to speak to this piece of it, and I know we have a lot of women on. We have a lot of women who watch, and y'all know that Sister Toy is the first one to stand up for us, right? You're not going to talk crazy to us, on the we're not going to do that.
I have married the liberated woman, y'all. Y'all have no idea. Seriously. And let me just qualify you for a second. This woman keeps a brother on his toes. Trust me, okay? Y'all see our chemistry. You see our love is very genuine. But sometimes we can be like a bunch of rams up in here, okay? Trying to see whose horns are the biggest. Seriously. But when this woman humbles herself, don't think that I don't notice it. Okay? Because she's very independent. She's very, and coming from her, she's not a stay-at-home mom. Do you understand? She
used to be.
She used to be, but for the past up until recent, no, she don't play, bro. Okay, but let me just qualify this woman that's about to say this stuff, so you sisters fully understand who she is. She grew up watching a woman get abused. She swore that would never happen to her. Do you understand? I'm not that guy anyway, but it shapes her personality, the strength that's in her. Okay, her willingness to stand up for herself regardless of the obstacle or the threat that's in front of her. Do you understand? Sometimes it ain't the wisest thing in the world, but she ain't gonna back down. Okay, she has a strength and a stubbornness. Y'all see the sweetness, but y'all ain't seen the stubbornness. Okay, trust me, it's there. So when she talks about humbling herself and stepping out of the way, she's not just shooting from the hip. She's not blowing smoke, y'all. She's not blowing. It's been difficult for her. Do you understand? As her husband, I've seen it. And when I see the effort, it inspires me to make an even greater effort not to disappoint her. Because I know how much it takes for her to do that. So go ahead.
So I'm going to say this. So obviously I could say, like obviously when a job needs to get done, somebody got to step up and do the job, right? That's why most of the church now is full of women, because our men have walked away. That's why most of the households are full of single women, because most of the men have walked away. But that does not give you excuse when that man is present to sit in his seat. It doesn't. And it's so easy to do, but you are unexcusable for being disrespectful and for not honoring the headship in your house. And I don't say that coming from a position of, like Dwayne said, of like being passive, but I'm saying it from a position of being convicted about it and honestly still working on it. When God set this thing up, he wasn't second guessing himself. He wasn't considering anybody else's opinion. He wasn't, asking, so what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? When he set this thing up, he set it up for a reason. He set it up, every day it's a learning process. Yes. Every day is a learning process, but sometimes women, we need to hear these words. You are without excuse.
Yes.
If a man is not walking,
don't y'all drop off, because she's telling it, y'all don't y'all do it. Y'all,
if a man is not walking in his place as the Lord called him to, he is without excuse.
No excuse.
He will have to give account to God for his lack of leadership.
Whew.
He will have to. We spend so much time, women, pushing ourselves in his position, trying to make him walk in his position. And let me tell you, that is I can't push 200 pounds. It wears me out trying to stay in a role that even God is doing. That's God's job, to put him in his place, to correct him in his place, to make sure that he gets in that place, and to convict him and whoop him when he's not in his place. That's his job, not ours.
Yes.
And I am guilty. I sit before you guilty of that. Maybe saying to your husband, if you were doing this, maybe I wouldn't have did it. If you I wouldn't have to act in that place. I wouldn't have to do this. I wouldn't have had to do that. Don't come blaming me because you wasn't, and somebody had to do it. I was still without excuse. Yes, cover him in prayer. And you saying, you know what? We tired. Yes, women, we are tired. I will give you that. I was tired. I was tired. But me stepping in his role, or trying to step in his role, didn't give him a whole lot of room to walk in his role.
When I finally got the revelation.
When he finally got the revelation of it, and then when he tried to walk in, I was like, hey, bro, what you doing? I've been doing this thing for this number of years. Now here you come trying to stand up and be. I was so out of order. So out of order. A lot of things, a lot of you all are struggling with areas in your marriage, in your house, with your children, because leadership is not recognized in your house. Even your kids are out of order because leadership is not recognized in your house.
Wow. They don't know who the leader is.
They don't know.
They don't know. Okay.
So when the kids are bypassing daddy to go to mama because mama got the last say so, that's a problem.
That's a problem. That is a problem.
You see, if I sit around, Toy, it would never get done.
That's true.
So I guess my question to you is, what would never get done?
Right. Exactly.
What would never get done?
And have you had that conversation? Let me tell you something. My revelation came from two parts. It wasn't solely a spiritual epiphany. Do you understand? It came from seeing the pain of her carrying this burden. The burden of not being financially responsible, not being emotionally aware of what was going on with her and our children. Do you understand? Now, mind you, I was working. One thing they'll never question was my provision and my protection. That they would never question. But there were so many gaps that I was unaware of that she was filling. Do you understand? That were primarily my responsibility. Okay? Spiritual matters. Tending to the kids' emotional needs. You all think that it's okay Well, back in the day, go to your mama. Go to your mom with that stuff. And mom was always there with the balm, with the salve, you know, to make you feel good. And that's great. But brothers, y'all got no more. You have no idea the weight it carries on your children when it comes from you.
Yes.
When it comes from you.
Yes.
The pillar of strength. The one that they lean on. When you show tenderness. When you show concern. When you say, baby, come talk to dad.
Yep.
Son, what's bothering you? Holler at me. Because for years, they would solely go to her. They still go to her, but it's not solely to her.
Yes.
They will be like, Dad, I need to talk. Well, before they weren't comfortable doing that because I wasn't emotionally present. They knew that I loved them. I wasn't abusive. I wasn't demeaning. I didn't, make them feel stupid. I was just disconnected.
I'm looking up something up, you guys.
Okay, I was just disconnected. Do you understand? And you can read disconnect.
Yes.
If your phone is disconnected from its power source, it don't shine. It don't bling. It don't ring. Do you understand? When your electricity is disconnected, when your cable is disconnected, it don't work. You still see the box. You still see the TV. Do you understand? But ain't nothing coming through. You follow me? They saw Dad. They saw me go to work. They saw the bills was paid. But from Dad, nothing was coming through. Nothing was coming through. There was a disconnect. And when you brothers, when you impart into your children, when you impart into your wife,
yes,
okay, when you speak, babe, you got this. Babe, you're beautiful. Don't let anybody, I don't care what they say. Babe, you are competent. You're able. Do you understand? You are a virtuous woman. I texted her just last week saying, I'm so proud to be your husband.
Oh, he sure did.
That's it. I'm proud to be your husband. Come on, man. Do you know the power that your God ordained? You know what it is? When the Lord puts his stamp on you, when he anoints you for a position, everything that you decree has a stamp of approval.
Yes.